Welcome to the Depot Sports Chat. I'm Drew Rubenstein. I'm with MHS running back Chazzy Thomas. Appreciate you joining us today, Chazzy. And
No problem.
and I guess first question, the one that you've been getting a lot. How's the ankle at this point?
I mean, it's doing good. It's a little weak, but I mean, we've been rehabbing it all since our senior night. So I mean, that's a good week and a half of just rehab and rest. So rest right now is the most important thing about it.
And I know from talking to you just a little bit beforehand and some of your coaches beforehand, injuries and things like that happen. The one thing that kind of reveals character about a person is how you handle it. And the way you've handled it, I know, has inspired a lot of people. What have you learned about yourself overcoming the injury you suffered last year, the MoHawk Bowl, and then for it to happen again your senior year? How have you been able to maintain that confidence and positive attitude?
Well, as of last year, it definitely humbled me a lot to know that somebody could, if I were to get hurt, that somebody could, take my spot and do just as good as me. So that did well for me. And then as of this year, it's kind of, not my favorite thing to be hurt or anything. I mean, it's not anybody's, but
Sure.
Senior year, I mean, got hurt on senior night. It's not the best thing, but I mean, you can't really be down about it. You just have to stay strong and stay positive and just be back at it whenever you can.
Absolutely, and this game, your senior year, Hawks once again. What is the confidence level of this senior group? You guys have beaten MHS every time that you've gone out. Do you have to fight any sort of complacency going up against them?
I mean, we always do because I mean, even though like it may not seem like it was as close as it should be, it's always a good game against against Hawks. I mean, they're tough and they're fast, and I mean that's just off. I mean, we're not as fast as they are. And that's what hits us the most. But I mean, we just play it like any other game. So
I think a lot of people find that surprising. You being one of probably the fastest players in the state, and you're saying UHS actually has just as much team speed.
Definitely, yeah. Especially number one Jack Armstrong. He's right there. So
that's interesting. What does MHS have to do well Friday night for you guys to be able to be victorious again?
Our line is going to have to block hard. Our backs are going to have to run hard. Receivers are going to have to catch. And as defensive wise, we just have to, wrap up their running backs, their receivers, and the quarterback, and make sure that we take them down on contact.
Absolutely. Looking a little bit personally at your season so far this year, before the injury, did you think you would be able to come back to the level that you did?
I was a little worried about it, and I was kind of nervous that I wasn't going to be able to perform as well. But I mean, it's all coming down to whether you're going to do it or not. And I guess I just, I told myself I'd have to, got to go out with a big bang.
Yeah, absolutely. You hear a lot of guys who go through those injuries, and there's always that moment where you're still testing. You wonder if you really have it. When did you realize you had the step just like you had last year, and that everything was going to be okay?
It was before we started 7-on-7 because a couple of the guys, we got in a group and came out and just threw routes against each other. And I realized that I had everything I had because I was doing the same thing I did last year, like against those guys, those group of guys. And I mean, I just said, I'm going to be all right. And that's what I keep in mind.
Absolutely. And then you've had the county record, and then you reset the county record with your rushing performances, and now going down to the last part of your senior year. Do you still, is state title still the goal for this team? Definitely. And you feel like it's still within reach for you guys?
I do.
Absolutely. And then just talking to you a little bit before we went on here, and you were mentioning college-wise, and what are your options, and how are you kind of handling this next part of the process?
As of now, I mean, my options are, I'd like to keep it around, like, close to any schools around, but I mean, West Virginia wants me to be a walk-on so far, and then I've kept in touch with VMI, and then Cincinnati I'm trying to keep in touch with, and like UTEP and stuff. Because their coaches have came and talked to me, so I'm just trying to keep, them as an option. So.
Absolutely. All right. No, you're looking forward to Friday night, Chazzy. Appreciate your time, and
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Thank you.